This is Ben and Jen's Podcasts, episode 13.
Great to be here.
And today we're doing something a little bit different, a different kind of deep dive.
Yeah, moving into the product world.
Exactly. For all of you listening, definitely stay with us until the very end. Our mission today is, well, pretty simple. We want to cut through all that marketing noise, you know?
The buzzwords.
Right. And get to what actually matters with products. And today, we're looking at something most of us carry every single day, a phone case.
A crucial bit of kit.
Totally. Specifically, it's the SUPCASE case for the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra case. It's magnetic, claims military-grade protection, basically a little fortress for that big 6.9-inch S25 Ultra.
That's the one.
And what we're going to do is, well, we share product details here and show you honest reviews from buyers. That's the core idea.
Exactly. So you can make, genuinely smart choices.
So here's where it gets interesting.
Oh, what's really fascinating, I think, is how we can take the detailed specs from the company.
Right, the official line.
Yeah.
Yeah, the official line, and then blend that with the actual, lived experiences from people who bought it.
That's where the gold is.
Totally. So for this, we've got the full product listing. We have the user ratings all aggregated, some AI summaries of what customers are feeling overall, and then just a ton of individual reviews.
Tons of feedback.
Yeah. So we're not just looking at, what the case is on paper. We're trying to figure out what it actually means for your everyday life, your phone.
Okay. All right, let's dive in then. Let's start with the main contender here. The SUPCASE case for Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra case with stand. They call it the Unicorn Beetle Grip.
Catchy name.
It is. And just from the name, it promises quite a bit. It says S Pen friendly.
Which is key for the Ultra.
Absolutely. Compatible with MagSafe, military-grade protection, and it has a built-in kickstand.
That's a lot packed in.
It really is. Those are some pretty bold claims right off the bat. It's designed, like we said, for the S25 Ultra 6.9-inch, the 2025 release, and the price, $26.99.
$27. Yeah. Which, considering everything they're listing, yeah, that sounds pretty reasonable. Right?
It does, yeah. On the surface, it looks like a good deal. So if we dig into those features from their About This Item section, protection is obviously the big headline.
You'd hope so for a case.
Right. They're claiming 15-foot drop protection.
15 feet.
15. And they say they achieved this with a four-corner airbag technology, basically extra cushioning where it counts.
Okay, makes sense.
And it's not just talk, apparently. They stick to military-grade standards, that MIL STD 810G 516.6.
Right. I've seen that designation before. It sounds serious.
It is. It means it's been tested, dropped repeatedly onto hard surfaces from certain heights. It suggests real toughness.
Okay.
And it seems like others have tested it, too, independently. Met Labs apparently confirmed 15 feet. CNET got 20 feet out of it.
20 feet? Wow.
Yeah. And then Everything Apple Pro apparently tested it, too, 50 feet.
50. Okay, that's just excessive. But impressive.
It is kind of nuts, yeah. But it shows the potential. And beyond the drops, they also talk about raised edges, the bezels.
To protect the screen and camera?
Exactly. It's 2.0 millimeters above the camera lenses and 1.0 millimeter above the screen itself, just enough to keep them off flat surfaces.
That's crucial, especially with those big camera bumps on modern phones.
Absolutely. So yeah, the protection story seems pretty robust on paper.
Okay, 50 feet is definitely sticking in my mind. But yeah, beyond just surviving a plummet, the magnetic side is a big deal now too, isn't it? MagSafe and all that.
A huge deal. Yeah, absolutely. So its magnetic compatibility, or MagSafe compatibility, is a major selling point. They use a, quote, unique built-in iron plate for precision.
Okay.
And the magnet itself is apparently an N52 type, which is, pretty powerful. They claim it delivers up to 1,500 grams of magnetic force.
1,500 grams. How strong is that in, real terms?
It's very strong. Think about, sticking it to your fridge is not falling off. Or, more practically, on a car mount, even on bumpy roads, it should hold firm. Or keeping a magnetic wallet securely attached.
Right. Okay, so it should work well with all those MagSafe accessories, chargers, wallets, stands.
That's the idea. Car mounts, wireless chargers, card holders, desktop stands, the whole ecosystem.
That magnetic strength, though, 1,500 grams sounds intense. Could that interfere with anything, like normal wireless charging on a non-MagSafe pad, or maybe even the phone's compass?
That is a really good question. Powerful magnets near electronics can sometimes cause issues. We'll definitely need to see if the user reviews mention anything about that.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that one.
Will do. But sticking with the features, there's also the kickstand. It's built in, made of aluminum alloy, apparently, and designed for multiple viewing angles, for watching videos or doing video calls, hands-free.
Always handy.
Yep. And then for S Pen users, which is a huge part of the S25 Ultra's appeal.
Critically important, yeah.
They claim S Pen Perfect Touch with zero disruption.
Zero disruption. Bold claim. Again, especially with those strong magnets we just talked about.
Very bold.
We'll see.
Material-wise, it's polycarbonate. Main color is black, but reviews mention other options too. Golden, desert, ready.
Okay.
So I guess this brings us to the main question, right? How do all these claims, especially the big ones like drop protection, magnetic strength, and that S Pen compatibility, how do they actually fare when people use the case every day?
Exactly. Time for the reality check. Let's unpack what the actual buyers are saying. We've got a lot of feedback here. Overall rating is strong, 4.6 out of 5 stars. And that's from 902 global ratings. Plus, it says 500 plus were bought in just the past month. So it's popular.
Lots of recent buyers. That's good data.
Definitely. And the star distribution backs up the high rating. It's 78% 5-star, 78, then 12% 4-star. Very few low ratings.
Overwhelmingly positive then.
Yeah, clearly. The AI summary kind of pulls it all together nicely. It says users find it well-constructed, quality materials, good design. They like the reused bezel, love the strong magnet, say it's non-slick.
Good grip is important.
For sure. And they mention the metallic colors, slim profile, which is interesting given the protection, and that it's worth the price.
Okay, so that AI summary hits a lot of the key points. If we drill down a bit into what aspects people commented on most, design got 114 positive mentions, people liking the construction, the look, how it holds the S Pen. Sturdiness was huge, too, 96 positive mentions versus only 7 negative.
Wow, big difference.
Yeah, people seem to feel it's really solid and durable, but maybe not too bulky for the protection level. Protection itself got 71 positive mentions.
Reinforces the main selling point.
Exactly. Grip was another big one, 55 positive mentions. People talking about that strong magnet again, the textured sides, making it secure to hold. Yeah. Lots of feels great in the hand comments. Looks also got 55 positive mentions, comments on the metallic colors, matching the phone, the carbon fiber look. Fit seems good too, 53 positive. And value for money, 34 positive mentions. People feel they're getting good protection for that $27 price tag.
Okay, so across the board, the themes are pretty consistent. Sturdy, protective, good grip, looks decent, fits well, good value.
Pretty much. Although on bulkiness, it's mixed. 30 positive mentions, perhaps meaning not too bulky for the protection, but 4 negative mentions specifically saying it adds, quote, significant thickness and weight.
Ah, okay. So the bulk is noticeable for some, that trade-off we talked about.
Seems like it really depends on what you're used to or expecting.
Right. Okay, so the overall sentiment is strong. But like you said, the individual stories often tell us more. Let's get into some specific examples.
Yeah, the anecdotes.
We have William S. He's apparently bought SUPCASE before, gave this one 5 stars. Says installation was simple, fit is snug, camera protection is great, and he specifically loves the MagSafe strength. Listen to this. He uses it with a mount in his semi-truck.
A semi-truck. Okay, that is a real-world test.
Right. He says it holds on strong through all the bumps. He also mentioned liking the golden green color. So high praise from a demanding environment.
That definitely speaks volumes about the magnet strength they claimed, yeah. And then there's Chris, another 5-star review. He noted it fits great even with a glass screen protector on.
Oh, that's good to know. Compatibility isn't always guaranteed there.
Right. And he confirmed the S Pen worked fine for him, no interference, praised the kickstand, the camera protection. But he did say the front protection felt a bit lackluster?
Lackluster.
Yeah, though he said putting on a screen protector basically solved that for him, so maybe it relies a bit on having that extra screen shield.
Okay, interesting nuance. It's mostly positive, but maybe factor in a screen protector.
Got it.
Now, this is where it always gets really interesting for me, the more critical or balanced feedback.
Yeah, you need those perspectives, too.
Totally. There's one review from an Amazon customer who calls themselves clumsy.
Relatable for many.
Yeah. They drop their phone regularly, but say this case holds up great. They even compared it to OtterBox, saying this SUPCASE case shows less wear and tear over time.
Oh, interesting comparison. OtterBox is kind of the benchmark for ruggedness.
Exactly. Their only real wishes were for a little cover for the USB-C port and maybe an even stronger magnet for sticking it to, like metal toolboxes or something.
Oh.
But they ended up saying SUPCASE is likely their new go-to brand.
So even the self-proclaimed clumsy person is happy overall. That's a good sign for durability.
It really is.
But
But then we get to Mike, a 4-star review. And this seems crucial for potential buyers, especially S Pen users.
uh-oh. What did Mike say?
Okay, so despite the product page claiming S Pen Perfect Touch with zero disruption, Mike explicitly says, quote, magnet does affect stylus operations.
Ah, there it is. The conflict.
Yep. He mentions it's a common issue with these newer Key 2 type cases, the ones with strong magnets for accessories, that the magnets can interfere with the S Pen's electromagnetic field.
That makes technical sense. The S Pen relies on a very precise interaction with the screen digitizer, and strong magnets nearby could potentially warp that field.
So even though he liked the case's durability and the kickstand, this S Pen issue was significant enough for him to dock a star and call it out. That's a potential deal breaker for heavy S Pen users.
It absolutely is, and it highlights that engineering challenge balancing strong MagSafe magnets with perfect S Pen function. It seems SUPCASE might claim zero disruption, but at least for Mike, that wasn't the reality.
Exactly. But then, to complicate things further, we have Edward S. Infald. He called it the best case owned. 5 stars.
Okay, so a totally different experience.
Seems like it. He loved the tactile buttons, pointed out a smart design feature, a notched rim around the camera that apparently helps fit a MagFit battery pack better. Perfect cutouts, excellent grip, solid fit. No mention of S Pen issues from him.
So strange. Complete opposite experiences on the S Pen front. Could it be variations in manufacturing? Or maybe sensitivity differences between users, or even specific S Pen usage patterns?
Maybe. It's hard to say. It just highlights that your mileage may vary, I guess.
Definitely. And there was another detailed review just titled Grip, gave it 4.5 stars. Very balanced.
Okay, what do they say?
They basically echoed the pros. Rugged protection, useful kickstand, good grip from the textures, protective covers for buttons and ports, all the stuff we've heard. But they were also very clear on the cons. They stated plainly, extra protection comes at the cost of increased bulk. Added significant thickness and weight, said it reduces the phone's slim feel.
Right, confirming the bulk issue, some feel.
Yep. And they also mentioned a potential for the case to maybe trap a bit of heat during, heavy gaming or processing.
Oh, okay. Heat dissipation is another factor.
Minor point maybe, but worth noting, it just really reinforces that core trade-off. Serious protection often means a bit more heft.
Right. And one more. From the UK, Mac gave it 5 stars. Another interesting perspective. They emphasized the strong magnet and the ring stand part, but crucially said for them, it did not interfere with the S Pen at all.
See. Another data point contradicting Mike. It's really inconsistent on that front.
It really is. Mac loved the look, like using the ring as a finger loop for secure carrying, but they did agree the case is a little fatter than others.
The bulk again.
Yeah, and they noted it can cause some pinky pressure if you're holding it for a long time, resting the weight on your little finger.
Yeah.
But it took a while to notice. Ultimately, though, highly recommended it for protection, fit, looks, and price.
Okay, so lots of detail there.
Loads. So I guess the big question is, what does this all mean for you, the listener, trying to decide if this case is right for your S25 Ultra?
Yeah, let's try and synthesize this. If we connect all these details and experiences to the bigger picture, it seems pretty clear that the core trade-off here is protection versus bulk.
The classic dilemma.
Exactly. You get this really high-level, military-grade, 15-foot-plus drop protection, but it almost inevitably adds some noticeable thickness and weight. It's not just this case. It's like a fundamental principle in protective gear design, isn't it?
Yeah, more padding means more size.
Pretty much. So understanding that compromise is step one. You're getting peace of mind, but maybe sacrificing that super sleek feel.
Right. And then there's that S Pen issue.
Yeah, the S Pen compatibility is, well, it's clearly a point of conflict. The product claims zero disruption.
Unequivocally.
Right. But we have at least one user, Mike, who clearly experienced interference, and then others, like Chris and Mac, who said it was fine for them.
So confusing.
It really is. It highlights that tricky engineering balance we talked about, powerful magnets for MagSafe versus the sensitive S Pen tech. It seems like maybe there's a threshold, or perhaps it affects certain S Pen functions more than others. Or maybe it is just user sensitivity or manufacturing variance.
Could be.
But the key takeaway for a potential buyer is, If you are a heavy S Pen user, someone who relies on it for detailed drawing or writing, there's a non-zero chance you might notice some magnetic interference despite the company's claims. It's a risk to consider.
A definite buyer beware point for that specific group.
Precisely. But for the price, $26.99, the value seems pretty strong for most people.
Yeah, the reviews really hammered that home.
Consistently positive feedback on getting a lot of protection, and features the strong magnet, the kickstand for what most see as a reasonable price. That MagSafe compatibility and the stand add real utility too. Car mounts, chargers, hands-free viewing. It makes the case more than just protection. It's functional.
Okay, so putting it all together, how should someone listening decide? We need to help them apply this to their own situation.
Right, so you need to ask yourself a few questions. First, how much do you really need military-grade protection?
Like, are you actually clumsy, like that one reviewer? Or work construction?
Exactly. Or are you mostly careful, office environment, Is 15-foot drop protection overkill or essential peace of mind?
Good point. Second question.
How much do you care about a slim phone? Is adding noticeable bulk and weight a deal breaker for you? Or is it an acceptable price to pay for that ruggedness?
The protection versus profile trade-off.
Yeah. And then the big one. How often do you use your S Pen, and for what? Are you just jotting quick notes or doing intricate artwork? How sensitive would you be? And finally, will you actually use the MagSafe features, the kickstand? Are those valuable additions for your daily routine or just extras you might not need?
Right. Because if you don't care about MagSafe or kickstands, maybe a simpler, slimmer case would do.
Exactly. And remember, even with a 4.6-star average and tons of positive reviews, individual experiences, like Mike's with the S Pen, show that personal priorities and maybe even luck of the draw matter.
Okay, that's a good framework. So, wrapping it up, the SUPCase Unicorn Beetle Grip for the Galaxy S25 Ultra. It looks like a really solid choice if your top priority is extreme protection and you want that MagSafe integration and a kickstand.
Generally, yes. Users seem happy with the build, the grip, the overall durability, and the value.
But potential buyers should be aware of the added bulk. It's not the slimmest case out there. And critically, for S Pen power users, there's that conflicting feedback about magnetic interference. It might be fine, but there's a reported risk.
That sums it up well, which I guess leads to a final thought for people to ponder.
Yeah.
When you're choosing any product, really, but especially something like a phone case that balances so many factors, what are the hidden compromises you're willing to make to get the features you think you want most?
Like, are you accepting potential S Pen issues for better drop protection? Or added bulk for magnetic convenience?
Exactly. What's the trade-off you don't notice until you're living with it? Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about. Well, we hope this deep dive has given you plenty of food for thought and helps you make smart choices for protecting your tech.
Hope it helps.
Thanks for listening to Ben and Jen's podcasts, where we help you make smart choices, one product review at a time.
See you next time.